Hey, what's up everybody, it's Charlie. I was gonna do like a Blu-ray quality review for The Crow's Salvation, but it gave me an idea. I wanted to talk about all the Crow films in general because I know that when it comes to sequels and stuff like that, we tend to compare it to the original. And the thing is that with the 1994 The Crow, the movie that we ended up getting was more of a tribute to Brandon than anything else. Because if he had not had that tragic accident, the movie would have been a lot different and had some characters in there that we didn't even get to see, other than in deleted scenes. There's a character called the Skull Cowboy, and he kind of explains everything to Eric, as the story progresses. And of course, Brandon Lee was supposed to be signed on for 3 films in total, and with the tragic accident, they had to scrap those and then think of other films to do. I mean, we got The Crow City of Angels, which is basically a direct sequel to the original, basically continuing the story of Sarah, but with a new Crow character, who goes by the name Ash. It's an interesting story, and I know a lot of people like to give that movie a lot of hate, but in all honesty, is it really that bad of a movie? Because in my opinion, I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just people wanted it to be Brandon Lee. They didn't want anybody else to play the Crow, so to speak. But you gotta remember that in the comic books, it wasn't just Eric and Shelley the whole time, other than the first editions. You had other ones like Wild Justice and Memento Mori, just to name a couple. It's a comic book series. You should check them out because it's pretty cool. So when they tried to do that 2024 reboot, they should have just done a different story in general that didn't involve the names Eric and Shelley. Because from what I have learned, is that The Crow 2024 was kind of inspired by The Crow Wild Justice. The look of him. And in all honesty, it's like, why not go that route? You know what I mean? And then I wanted to talk about the other films that came after City of Angels. Like we have The Crow's Salvation that has Kirsten Dunst and Eric Mabius who plays the new Crow. And in all honesty, I didn't think it was that bad of a movie at all. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I wanted to talk about why people think they're bad. Could they have been better? Of course they could have been better. But it doesn't mean that they're horrible, because everybody wants it to be Brandon Lee. Or at least those that are fans of the original. Including myself, I'm guilty of it. But I had to remember that these were different stories. Because, in City of Angels, you had the character of Ash. And then, of course, Eric Mabius playing the character Alex Corvus. I'm kind of blanking right now on Edward Furlong's character's name, but I mean, that one I would put at the, lowest totem pole. It definitely wasn't one of the best. Because trust me, I've seen really bad movies. Don't get me wrong. I have seen very, very bad movies. This one, as weird as it looks and stuff like that, the way it was shot, the way the dialogue was and all of that, it could have been better. It was filmed in less than a month, honestly. But in all honesty, I didn't necessarily hate the movie. I still had fun with it. Now, I know I haven't seen the 2024 version, but the thing that bugs me about it is that it was a rehash of Eric and Shelley when that story was already told. Like, why did you have to try to modernize it with the Eric and Shelley story? Give it new character names. Do something new. In all honesty, the person who played Brandon Lee's stunt double in The Crow to help finish the filming for it is the director of the John Wick films. I feel like if you're going to do a reboot of some sort with The Crow, I would think that he would be a good choice just because of his experience with the film, working with Brandon and helping finishing, that movie. I would think as a director, he would understand Alex Proyas' vision as a, director and, going with that cinematography that they had. I think he could have nailed it perfectly. But then again, we'll never know. But let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think? Did you guys happen to see all the Crow films? Because it goes The Crow City of Angels, The Crow Salvation, The Crow Wicked Prayer, and now you got The Crow 2024. Oh yeah, and there was even a TV show at one point of The Crow, which was a horrible idea to do, or at least in that realm. If you're going to do a series of it, kind of do what they did with The Walking Dead, where you're taking the inspiration from the source in itself with the comics with a little bit of tweaking, but not a lot. But if you guys happen to enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like. Comment if you are a fan of the film or films. Let me know what you like or don't like about the films. But other than that, guys, you have a good day. Stay safe, stay tuned, thank you. And be sure to give a like and a follow.